Hello everyone and welcome to my very first Victoria 2 series on this channel. Now for those of you who don't know, I actually started this game way back in CK2 some 500 years ago. I then converted that over to EU4 and we're now going to continue the story of the Byzantine Empire here in Victoria 2. And I actually left the two playlists, the CK2 and the EU4 playlist, as links in the description, and I highly recommend you guys check them out because that basically explains how we got to the point that we're in right now. And I also would like you guys to check out my game rules conversion video because that is where I talk about well, the policies that we're going to use and sort of set the tone for this series. And it certainly helps you if you watch that video, because then you will kind of know why I make decisions well, the way I do. So highly recommend you guys check out the description, and once you have done all that, then you can resume this video. So without further ado, let's get straight into this. Victoria 2, very fun for me. I've played that a lot back in the day, but I haven't really played much recently. And I have actually never played Victoria 2 with any expansion, so this is going to be news for me. We're going to play with the Heart of Darkness, and a lot of things have actually changed, so many things to learn, but I think I can handle it. So I think for the beginning here, we obviously have to set up our country, and we'll just go through all of the tabs and, well, just go ahead and do stuff. So this is the factories overview. As you can see, we have 7 factories in our in our capital region of Trace. And the most important of all of these factories is the Clipper shipyard, because our ruler, Irene II of House Palaeologus, is a navigator. This is one of the traits she had in EU4, and that's kind of what she's been focused on. She built the Suez Canal, or the Suez Canal was built under her reign. And she also built up a grand fleet. So I think it's very important for us as Irene II that we always have a steady supply of clippers. So therefore we're going to actually make sure that this is going to be subsidized so that it will never run out of funds. For the rest of these factories, I think I'm going to leave that to the capitalists, because as a ruler we are Midas touched, which, you know, definitely makes us focus on a strong economy, but we're still somewhat old-fashioned. All this industrialization, we're not really into that just yet. So I think we're gonna rather focus on just supporting the Clipper shipyard here. The rest we'll let the capitalists fight for their own, I guess. Alright, so that's enough for this for now. We'll go back to that frequently, but for now I think it's fine. Now, as a Midas touched, which is our third trait, I think we should definitely start off by taxing everyone. Just tax them all into oblivion for now, and once we actually make some really good cash, we can reduce taxes a bit. But as you can see, we're making a huge deficit. In fact, there's actually two numbers, -500 and -1000. It's actually a pretty big difference, so I'm not sure which number is actually correct, but I guess we will find out. So the first thing we can actually save is the national stockpile for our land unit. So we're definitely going to bring that down to half, because we're obviously not at war right now. We just came out of a big war, so we're going to stay at peace for now. The naval spending we could reduce as well, but we're a navigator. We want our great fleet to always be ready for war and always be ready to protect our interests around the world. So we're gonna definitely keep that spending on. And construction, I don't think we really have that going on, but I guess I'll just leave it up there. Education, we're not really particularly interested in. Our literacy is not very high, but that's something another ruler is gonna have to focus on. We, however, as a Midas touched, are very interested in having a very well-working administration, so we're definitely going to spend highly on that. Social spending we don't have, but we'll turn that down. And military spending is fine at 50. I think that's perfect. And now we're still making a huge deficit. That's actually pretty bad. So actually this has not updated. So you know what? Okay, so this updates immediately. This does not. So I guess this is the accurate one. Anyway, so I think we're going to increase tariffs just a little bit, maybe up to 10%. That's a pretty good starting, well, value. Now, of course, having negative tariffs helps out our economy, but I think we can actually afford to have high tariffs, because if we have a look at the trade, we are basically producing most of the important stuff in the world. Look at this. We're the number one producer, well, maybe not machine parts, but we don't need that really. Glass, look at this. All of this, we are the number one producer. So we can totally afford to shut off our economy because the others are gonna have to buy all of this stuff from us. So that's fine. I'll leave the trade to the AI for now, because they usually do a good job and I don't really want to bother with it for now. Alright, so we've done the production, budget, and trade, but we skipped over technology. Now, for technology, I should mention that I actually switched our tech school from the traditional academia to the sea power and merchant marine, because that actually fits our history quite well. We had many great navigators. We also picked the maritime and naval ideas in EU4, so I feel like this fits very well. Now this gives us bonuses to Navy research and commerce research, and it gives us some disadvantages when researching culture and army tech, but overall it gives us great bonuses. So as our ruler is a navigator, I think we're going to definitely start off with a naval technology. So we're going to go with Navy's build time, Navy's attack, okay, or naval plans, giving us organization and supply range. I think fire control. I think we're gonna go for the build time, because that means we'll be able to supply. It's actually hard to tell. I think we'll go for the fire control systems for now. I think that's probably the best. And since we are, well, we're a navigator and a Midas touched, I guess we'll pick one Navy technology, then we'll pick one industrial technology, and we'll, you know, go back and forth between those two until they're all done, and only then we'll go for another idea. I think we might also tip into market structure, or tip into commerce. That's actually possible as well as a Midas touch. We'll have to see, but we're definitely not going to focus on army or culture as much. Okay, so politics, we are an absolute monarchy. Just as a quick overview, we have, I think the upper house is basically just showing you the ideology of your people. Yeah, pretty much. So this doesn't actually mean anything, because we don't have elections necessarily. So we'll just disregard this for now. Our ruling party is the Conservative Party. We are protectionist, which means that we have, we cannot lower the tariffs too much, but we're definitely not going to do that. We're interventionists, which means we cannot build factories, but we can subsidize them, which we will do. Pluralists is actively promoting the state religion, but others are tolerated. That is fine. We had a lot of zealots in our country, but this time is over. We had the Enlightenment, so I think we're not really that, you know, too focused on our religion, but still, we'll promote it. It's of course orthodoxy, for those of you who don't know. Residency as our citizen policy, that's fine, and we are jingoists. Okay, that's perfect. We don't have anything going on here, so I guess we can just, we'll quickly check out the movements. Nothing here. Alright, fine. We'll just leave that there. Population, we don't really need at this moment, I think. So that's fine. We'll leave that there as well. Trade, I already checked out. Diplomacy, that's actually kind of important. We start out as the greatest power in all regards, of course. We are allied to number 2 in the world, the Inca. We are somewhat rivaled to the United Kingdom, which is actually England, so that's interesting. They already renamed themselves to the United Kingdom. Well, good for them. We're also allied to the number 4, the Carides, and we're somewhat rival to France as well. Mali, we're also, I guess, we are somewhat rival because they were friends with France for a long time. So we have 3 rivals and 2 friends out of the great powers, and Chu and the Teutonic Order we don't really care about, but I guess we kind of don't like the Teutonic Order. But yeah, that's not really a big thing. We also have some relationships with Brunswick, in fact, or Braunschweig as they are called now. They are the emperor of the so-called Holy Roman Empire, but they are not a great power. In fact, they actually will be. We're cordial with them, so I was actually thinking about getting them into our sphere, but I guess there's not much reason to do that now if they become a great power. We already have Castile in our great power, in our sphere. They're actually a personal union under us. So, yeah, we should definitely work on keeping them in our sphere. I think we get some bonuses. Yeah, 100% influence. That's really good. But, you know what? We're going to focus on them. And I think we'll focus on our neighbors. We'll focus on Rostov as well as Novgorod. If I can actually, they're not our neighbors. Well, but Kastal, hold on. Kastal, you are the satellite state. Yeah, so we'll focus on... where can I... How can I find Novgorod now? I'm not entirely sure. Okay, well, they must be here somewhere. There we are. Okay, yeah, Novgorod. There we go. So, we are now prioritizing Rostov, Novgorod, and Castile. These two are Orthodox. Castile is our personal union, and I think that's a good start for now. Yes. Now, these wars, they will go away. They are just, that's just kind of a glitch. Alright, and military... we will auto-create leaders, but I will assign them myself. Our armies are doing fine. And navy, I would actually like to build some, but I think we'll wait until we have a... Actually, we can build some commerce raiders and steam transports. Okay, I think we'll actually do that. Yeah, because we don't have any of these ships yet. Cool, so we're definitely going to do that, but we'll wait until our economy stabilizes, because right now we can't really afford that. Okay, we have a alliance offer from Holstein. We'll disregard that, and Mutapa as well. I'm not interested. We are allied to the great power of the Karites and the great power of the Inca, and to the soon-to-be great power of Braunschweig or Brunswick. So we're doing pretty well. I don't think we need any more allies, and Castile is, of course, our buddy as well. Perfect. Okay, other than that, we still have 2 national focuses that we need to do. Okay, now since we are a Midas touched, I believe we should encourage some bureaucrats. So we'll definitely do that in our capital state here of Trace. Yes, we definitely do that. Get some more bureaucrats. And I think the second state we'll focus on should be Lazio, because Rome is our second most important city, at least, you know, in mind. It's not really that important because, as you can see, there's not really many people living here. Well, it's decent, but anyway, it has to be. We have to focus on Rome and Constantinople. Okay, so that is done. Actually, you know what? We have some points left. Why don't we go ahead and, increase relations with the Inca. And we can also increase relations with our allies. Yeah, a great power allies, they need to like us. I think that's really important. And we have 1 point left. Yeah, let's get military access from Castile. We should definitely have that. That makes a lot of sense. Perfect. Okay, other than that... Now, I already had a look at the colonial map, and it's really hard to tell, but we can actually colonize 2 regions. This one right here, it's already being claimed by the United Kingdom, so we'll definitely send an expedition here as well. I've never experienced the colonization with this new feature. Well, for me it's new anyway, so this is going to be very interesting to me how that plans out. Apparently we spend the power here. Yeah, I just did it anyways, so actually we can check it out here. I spend 100 colonial power and then we get an expedition. So France and Castile already have that. You know what, since Castile is down here, I think, you know what, I'm actually gonna I'm gonna send an expedition that actually did cost 100 colonial power. Okay, not sure if we're gonna be able to afford both at the same time. We'll have to see. If hopefully maybe France gets pushed out of this, we can let Castile do this. Let Castile just take over this. We're not gonna rival them if France gets pushed out, and we'll just focus on winning this race against the United Kingdom. I think that's what should be our priority. Alright, perfect. I think that pretty much wraps it all up. And damn, I kind of forgot setting my timer. Well, I always do that. Okay, well, we'll just have to end whenever I think it's time. Alright, you know what, I could... it doesn't matter if I set a timer now. Anyways, so I believe we set up pretty much everything, except no, we need to get our forces home because we were just in a war. Okay, this would be bad supply in the mountains. Alright, I guess I'll send you over there. This is the 7th Legion, and the 5th Legion will send it back to their home here in Azov, in fact. Yes, perfect. Because we just fought a war here in EU4, and now our troops are still scattered. Okay, we have the transport fleet in... Actually, not in Rome. Let's move you guys to Rome. The 1st Legion should move there as well. Okay, and then we have a couple of fleets. The Sevilla fleet, you should probably go to, Cadiz, which is fine. And then we have the Channel Fleet. You'll actually keep here. I'll keep you here, yes. You are gonna have to have an eye on the United Kingdom. That's fine. And then we have the Home Fleet back at home in Constantinople with our great man-of-war ships. Perfect. Alright, I think we're finally ready to actually go ahead. We'll go slowly and see what kind of things happen. I guess we can go a little bit faster than that. Okay, Castile has accepted the military access request. Of course, why should they not do that? We're still heavily in debt. Wow. Well, not in debt yet, but we're running a deficit. Okay, it seems to be getting better. I think we'll leave it at this for just maybe the first couple of months, and then we'll check this out again. Alright, so Australia broke an alliance with the Karites. The Warsabits broke their alliance with Dihistan. Teutonic Order declared war on Rostov. Oh, and Swahili declined to aid Luba in their war. Okay, so we'll check out the wars immediately. Okay, so the United Kingdom and Teutonic Order both are in 2 wars. One against Rostov, one against Luba. Now, several times we have actually protected Rostov in their wars against the Teutonic Order, but in the last one, they took over quite a few provinces from the Teutonic Order. As you can see, all of these are Teutonic cores. Now, I definitely want to protect Rostov, but I find they actually took a bit more than they should have. So, I believe I'm actually going to... I'm actually not going to intervene. I can't even intervene. But, yeah, we'll leave that for now. If the Teutonic Order grows too powerful, we'll have to cut them down. But for now, I think it's fine. Rostov went a bit too far in that last war. I did not approve. So, yeah, I will not help them out immediately. Okay, so... we're making some money. Okay, so seems like we have our economy under control. Well, it still says we're losing money here, but we're clearly making money. So I think this one is the correct one. This one is just wrong for whatever reason. All right. So our administrative efficiency, as you can see, is going up. Very nice indeed. Awesome. All right. So for now, everything looks pretty good. And we have a new newspaper article. I love those. They're amazing. This is the first time I'm gonna actually play with it. And so yeah, let's have a look. We have a gold rush in Postjona. A dried up old traveler has returned from the wilderness. When given a whiskey, he says with a hoarse voice, "Gold, I found gold, a mountain of gold." Yes, gold indeed. So change trade goods in Postjona to precious metal, and Postjona gets the gold rush, and for another 2 years. Life rating goes up and immigrant attraction plus 300. Wow, that's amazing. That's definitely going to skyrocket our population, I think. Very nice. So Postjona, if I'm not mistaken, is somewhere in Croatia. Yes, here in fact. Okay, pretty good. Majority of population is German, so I wouldn't actually mind if that would change. I wouldn't actually mind. Yes, okay, very nice, very nice. But I actually wanted to have a look at the newspaper here. So let's check that out. Yeah, I can't actually read that because I don't know that alphabet. I guess that's an E. But anyway, so someone, maybe a Greek person, should tell me what that says. Anyway, so public science lecture. Yeah, what's this? The study of rock formations will take place in the Constantinopolis Auditorium on Tuesday. Why is that in the newspaper? I don't know. But this is actually important. The big headline, War between the Teutonic Order and Rostov. On January 14th, 1836, Teutonic Order announced that a state of war now exists between them and Rostov. The foreign minister of Teutonic Order was, when asked for the reasons war had been declared, stated that the need to acquire Rostov-and Matsuviki. We only intend to reclaim what was unjustly claimed before and restore peace and order to the region. Now, even though we're trying to get the Rostovians into our sphere here, I kind of tend to agree that the Teutonic Order is in the right here. The Rostovians were unjustly attacked, but they took a bit too much. I wanted them to take over the provinces over here that were held by the Teutonic Order, but they took way more. So I kind of support that war in a sense. We'll have to see how it develops. Okay, France fears we are coming. Oh, interesting. Prejudice and hatred reign supreme in France. Of course, what else do we expect? On Monday, the French foreign minister slapped our ambassador. Our Minister for Foreign Affairs said that savages and cads govern in France, and the sooner these wretches are rooted out, the better. Well, I certainly agree. I certainly agree. But Braunschweig stands with that. Yes, a long-time ally, the Emperor right there, or who calls himself the Emperor. We're not really too concerned about them, as they're not as pretentious to appear on the map as the Holy Roman Empire. They just claim to be the Dukes of Brunswick, so that's fine. So they are apparently outspoken in their support for an alliance between our two great nations. Well, we already have an alliance. According to governmental sources, relations between us and them are at an all-time high. Wow, very nice. The Englishman maintains a stiff upper lip, has a strong sense of fair play, and is an advocate of liberty. Inventive, graceful, and witty, he cuts a striking figure amongst the nationalities. Well, I certainly have to disagree on that one, because the Greeks and Italians are by far superior, but let's not get into that talk right now in the first episode. Right, there's a trade summit. Current European and international tariffs as well as protectionist practices will be discussed. Okay, and modern coal trade. Alright, so that's really nice. I will have a look at these newspapers from time to time because, as I said, they are new to me and I kind of like to check them out. Castile decided to grant military access to the United Kingdom. What are you doing, Castile? Okay. We have Mali allying with France. Well, that was to be expected. Yes, Mali and France, they have often been allies, and they have been kind of a bane, well, pain, I should say, but we have been their bane, and yeah, we've taken some of their provinces. This was just because they joined a war on the side of France, which is a bad idea. Right, so France declared war on Upper Burgundy. Well, look at that. Look at that. And the Inca declined to aid the Cherokee in that war. Okay, so let's quickly check out the diplomacy again. So we have now the Cherokee declaring a war against Jayland, Creek, and Navajo, and the French are at war with Upper Burgundy. Well, yeah, Upper Burgundy does not really have a great military strength, so they're going to get overrun. However, the Cherokee have probably taken on more than they can chew. Anyways, since I don't really have set a timer, I think we'll stop this here for now. We at least made, you know, we got 2 months done, so that's good. But I promise you, the next episode, things gonna go much faster because all of the setting up has been done. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and I hope that you will come back next time.